Hello and welcome back to Together We Can Help. My name is Akul Bavari. I am an incoming freshman at SMU studying finance. This is around the 10th episode. We do not have a guest today. It's just going to be me speaking, me giving my thoughts, me kind of letting you know what I've learned and also what I want to learn. So in these past 2 months, I've been looking for guests, but I decided that I needed to take a break from the podcast, from the videos, from this entire thing to take a step back and understand everything and digest everything that was going on. So I learned that life is crazy. We open back up, virus spikes, we open back down, business shut down again. You're seeing day by day more businesses are claiming bankruptcy. Jobs being lost. I read the other day that United Airlines will be laying off 30,000 people in the next upcoming months, and most of the airline companies are laying around from 20,000 to more people in these next upcoming months. Those are a lot of jobs. Those are a lot of families that are not going to have an income coming in. What I tried to do in these last couple months was kind of interact with people, understand people, know where people are coming from, broaden my perspective, and understand how can I help the future, how can I help right now, and how can I help my kids, my friends' kids in the future. Obviously, I'm only 18 years old, but I just wanted to understand more, and I wanted to learn more. And that was the goal of this podcast. This podcast is for me to learn more, me to understand more, me to be able to learn different lessons through different people's experiences. And I think that's the most important thing. That's something that they can't teach you in school. You can't learn those real life settings. This is a perfect learning opportunity for so many students. How are we going to sit here and learn from how business leaders around the world are adapting to the situation that's put in their hands? And it changes every day. A perfect example is my mom. She's a doctor, and they get a daily email and they have a daily conference call talking about how do they have to adapt to the coronavirus situation inside of the hospital. And that's what's happening in every business. Is things change. The market is so volatile. It changes every single second. The craziest part is the president can tweet something out and the stock price can drop or it can rise. Elon Musk can say, hey, I'm releasing this new product, and the Tesla stock price can drop or spike. Everyone's shorting the Tesla stock. Everyone's shorting all these different stocks. Different companies are cutting their stock in half to expand how much they're making. The stock market's insane, but what we're not focused on is the small businesses. Now that a lot of states have opened back up, the small businesses can open up their business, but they're in a new reality. They're in a new form of business. They're understanding, okay, I have to spend hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars on protection equipment to make my small business more appealing to the consumer. And that's the time I took out to understand and learn a little bit more so I can help the people that come on this podcast, and so they can also help me understand. It was pretty interesting the other day. I was at a co-working space, and I was speaking to some people to try to broaden my perspective, but also understand theirs. And these people were significantly older than me, about 40, 50 years older than me. And they had a different view on life than I did. Their view on life is that we need to bail out the businesses, the American businesses like Boeing, United, Delta, these businesses that are grassroots American companies, these businesses that if we don't have these in America, then America will not survive. And or also their view is that President Trump is the only president that can bring back our economy, and Biden's an idiot. That's what they're saying. But my perspective is different. My perspective is I want to understand both sides. I want to understand both sides to understand how they think. I want to understand the progressives, the young progressives that are what is it? What's the word I can use? It's they're very passionate about their beliefs and everything, and even the older generations, the hardcore conservatives who are saying we don't need change, we don't need we need to help the businesses, we need to deregulate, and I am kind of in this position right now where I am not so much focused on the political aspect, but I'm understanding the aspects of business and how politics are changing our businesses every single day. Someone new can be put into office and it can change how every business needs to use their business model. Under a deregulating president who wants to cut taxes and all this stuff, their business model is completely different. But under a president who is going to continue to regulate and not increase taxes on these companies to help society as a whole, in their view, is they need to change their model completely. So we got into the conversation and we were speaking, and I was trying to understand where they were coming from, and I was trying to explain to them the new way of thinking, my way of thinking, which is not really either side. It's more of hey, like, my generation is a generation that I truly believe will bring us back together. We have kids my age who believe that, okay, economically we need to have a strong economy. We need to give money back to the people in the way that they can spend it on businesses and help businesses prosper. But also we want socially to advance. We want to give more opportunities. We want to make it a better place for everyday Americans to live. And I was trying to explain to them when they asked me, they're like, hey, who do you think should be in office? And I looked at them straight in the face and I said, neither Biden or Trump should be in office. And they're like, that's ridiculous. You can't have everyone else. I said, I am tired of letting men who are in their late 70s, mid 70s, who haven't experienced our generation, our future generation, are not really thinking about the long term of how their decisions are going to affect us, but thinking about, hey, my polling numbers, if I say this, are going to be better, or I'm going to get more people to vote for me if I say this, if I have these short-term goals. And they're not thinking about how their decisions are affecting us. So it's pretty interesting to think, for example, one of my mentors, Samson Williams, he says a pretty interesting thing, saying that the old men in office right now, they are going to they're going to pass away in 10, 15 years. And my generation is going to be left with over $30 trillion of debt. And our economy is going to be it's going to be all over the place. We're not going to know how to understand it because we don't have people in office thinking, hey, the United States has to last 30 more years past this person's lifetime and when they're in office. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I was trying to explain to them, we had a conversation about the market, right? We had a conversation about stocks compared to crowdfunding. And they were hardcore backing up these American companies saying, hey, we need to bail these out. If we don't, then we're going to lose millions of American jobs. And I tried to explain to them, I was like, it's an idea that Samson brought, we talked about earlier in this show. Is that the difference between donation crowdfunding and equity crowdfunding. And I was explaining them that idea and trying to broaden their perspective and understand it. And another mentor of mine was there, Coach Jay. He was there and he was videotaping. He was seeing that, and I through other people's perspectives, I was able to see that with my voice, I was able to explain to them and control the room and kind of bring them my perspective and understand their perspective. And I think that's the most important part. I am 18 years old. Students all around the world are caught behind this understanding that we should not speak until we're older. People won't take us seriously because we're so young. And I think that is something that needs to change. And I think people need to change their perspective on it. If you have a voice, if you have an opinion, voice it. Let them know what your opinion is, but let them know in constraints. My mom always says, don't say too much, but say just enough so they take you seriously and they know who you are. If you have something to say that that makes sense, and it's something that's going to change their perspectives and make them understand a little bit more, no one's going to say no to, how should I phrase? If you have an idea, run with it. Make it hard for them to say no. That's what I like to say is I've been doing these different things my entire life where I've been trying to change the way the game is made. The game right now is made, okay, we're in this systematic thing where you go to college, and your junior year of college, you do an internship, and that's whenever they're looking for interns. When your junior year of college, you get that internship, you get a job, and you go and you live this life. And you're sitting there day after day, constantly doing the same thing, waiting to get the next promotion, probably not going to leave the company for 20 years. I've always wanted to change that perspective. I always wanted to be, hey, even though I am 16 years old, I have this idea, and I would work every day, no matter how many no's I got. I would work every day to make it hard for them to say no anymore. And I think that's the most important part that we need to do, is we need to make it so they can't say no anymore. I think most future students should do that. Not everyone is built to do these types of things, but I know there's so many kids out there, and there's so many different students out there who want to voice their opinion but are scared to do so because they're afraid no one will take them seriously. And most people won't take you seriously. Most people will just shove you to the side and keep on telling you, no, you're too young, you're not experienced enough. But how are we supposed to be getting experience if you won't give us experience until 4 years down the line? We want to learn now. We have that initiative now. We have the ambition now. And that's what I think is the most important part. I started this podcast to learn from the businesses, to learn and understand where they are coming from, how life is affecting them, how the business world, how the cycles of business are affecting them. I'm not taking sides on anything. And when I'm talking to business, I'm merely here to hear and understand them. And how can we make ourselves more appealing? How can students this day and age make ourselves more appealing? And all I have to say is, try your hardest, give the plan. I have a pretty good example, is that one of my friends, she wants to get signed by a record label, and she's a very good singer, so talented. Music is amazing. And I told her, I was like, no one is, you have to make it, as I said before, you have to make it hard for them to say no. If you give them all of the pieces laying out in front of them, show them the numbers, show them statistics, it's going to be easier for them. Lots of businesses, lots of people, even I've done my work in the music industry, I've done my work in the tech industry, I've tried to learn as much as I can. And what I noticed is, when you make it harder on a business to, they have to go and spend their time to go learn about your business, 99% of the time they don't want to waste their time with something that's going to cost them money, because time is money. They have to go look into your business, see what you're doing, and they're like, I don't want to waste my time. I want to look for opportunities that are going to make me money, because if I spend my time looking at this opportunity, digging into this person, then and it doesn't work, I'm losing money. So I told her, I was like, okay, release your songs, get all the numbers from the streams it had, the clicks on the song, how long you listen to the song, all those analytics, get that up, make that into a presentation, and then take your numbers from, hey, here's my advertising on social media and all these different things, get those numbers, have the song, turn it into basically a pitch, and give it to them. Put it all in front of them so they don't have to go look for it. And that's the most important part. That's how we have to present ourselves now. We have to show them, even though we're young and we've done these things, we bring it all together and we say, look, this is me. I bring the work I've done together and I put it out there. I say, hi, my name is Akul Bavari. This is what I have to offer for you. And that's what I've learned through these podcasts. And that's what I want to continue to learn is how am I going to make it more appealing for them to be interested in me. So these are just some thoughts that I've had that I wanted to articulate to people where I've been, what I've learned. And what I see is we're becoming more divided, but we need to come together in businesses. There was just an executive order released yesterday that's going to provide $400 more in, I think it was unemployment benefits, something like that. I was quickly skimming through the article. But those are the things that we need to understand more. We need to take more interest in them, because the more actions that are made like this, the more it's affecting our future 30 years down the line. You never know, 30 years down the line, my tax bracket is, say I was making $100,000 a year 30 years down the line, I would be playing close, maybe even the 1% tax, because we've put ourselves in such a position right now, which it's a hard bullet to swallow, because just the circumstances that we're in. So these are just some thoughts that I had. I want to continue to have more guests on my show to like kind of understand more and kind of give more perspective. But I've reignited that passion to learn more. Sometimes that passion goes down a little bit in everyone. Not everyone is, I know this from experience, that not everyone can just be trucking 100 miles per hour every single second. Sometimes you take a step back and you're only going 30. You're only on a jogging pace of learning. And that I want to learn more. So if you have more people that can teach me and be on the podcast, please reach out to me. Thank you so much. This has been Together We Can Help. My name is Akul Bavare. I'll talk to you later.